Chapter 4. Planning a Paper. Outlining. Outlines are helpful when you're writing a paper. They can keep you on track as well as fuel you forward with your ideas. They keep you organized, and they can tell the readers what to expect next. Formal outlines used Roman numerals such as I, II, III, and so on, and Arabic numbers such as 1, 2, 3. It also uses upper and lower case letters to group and order words, phrases, or sentences. It uses headings and subheadings in this organization. You can find some really good examples of outlines in this chapter of your textbook. There are two types of formal outlines. Both have their strengths and their weaknesses. A topic outline uses fragments, words, or phrases to show topics and subtopics. This is usually the style of outline that students prefer because it's easy to create from scratch. It does not take as much thought since you do not have to worry about your full sentences. Unfortunately, many students find that they get points counted off for using this type of outline since they fail to use correct parallel format. Hang on to that thought. A sentence outline uses complete sentences to form the outline. Once the sentences are created, it's very easy to put them together, add your transitions, and then have your paper almost fully completed. There are two primary rules of outlining. The first is that you cannot have any single subdivisions. In other words, if you have an A, you must also have a B to go with it. If you have a 1, you must also have a 2. The second rule is that you must use the same part of speech for each subdivision. If you're using a noun as the first word in your topic outline, then all of the words for that level of division or subdivision must start with nouns. If you choose to start them with verbs, then they all must start with verbs. This is the parallel format that I just mentioned. There are two additional things that are helpful to remember when you're outlining. One is that you need to stay with a single principle, not overlapping. I cannot have imported cars, domestic cars, and sports cars as three separate divisions, since I can have a domestic sports car or a foreign sports car. I must keep the ideas separate so that I know which item goes in which category of my outline. The last part is that you need to follow a logical progression. If I'm outlining based on one of the 6 orders, I need to stick with that order and not skip to another one. The last piece of information that I want you to get out of this lecture is that an outline can be just as useful after you've written the paper as before you write the paper. If you go back and outline what you've written after the fact, you can see if you can have something more to add, or maybe if you've left something out. You can see if you've overlapped ideas, if you've jumped around too much, and if you have extra information in your document.